Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday night at the Patriots Prayer Network. My name is Elena Barbera. You know me, some of you, as the based mother. I'm so excited tonight. It is Friday, January 17th, and the entire nation has never been more excited for a Monday than we are for Monday, January 20th, Inauguration Day. It is the inauguration for Donald Trump's second term, which is absolutely outrageous and joyful for the majority of Americans because we're hoping for a new beginning. I- It feels like since Election Day, November 5th, we've been waiting for this for so long. And up until today, I think a lot of us were worrying about the safety at the inauguration events, hundreds of thousands of people being outside, all the open air, what's going to happen. We found out today that they're moving the inauguration inside. Oh, you know what? I want to put this picture up talking because I just love it so much. So much. It's the picture of Donald and Melania from the first inauguration in 2017. Look at them. When he has his hand on the Bible, swearing him, being sworn in as the president, giving his oath of office. So now they're going to be doing everything indoors. So he's going to be sworn in inside the Capitol building instead of outside. There is a local arena where they're going to be having the parade instead of outside. And there was concern about his safety walking in that parade. It wasn't always a tradition for presidents to walk in that parade. Jimmy Carter was actually the first president to get out of the car and walk with his wife during the parade, and it's been a tradition ever since. I am personally happy that it is freezing. I feel like this is another godsend that God is protecting Donald Trump yet again with the cold, because they did bring an inauguration inside. It was a long time ago. I think it was 1985 for Ronald Reagan's inauguration. It was even colder than it's going to be in DC this week. So they brought it in. So it's going to be like 22 degrees during the day, and it's going to be like 10, 11 degrees overnight. And all of the security, the armed services, the Secret Service, everybody needs to be out the entire night before. So it's just really not feasible to keep these men and women outside in 10-degree weather, with whipping winds. I mean, is it feasible? Excuse me. Yes, if it were absolutely necessary, but it is not. And there's no reason to do that to them. So again, I'm just happy because I feel like they're all going to be a little bit safer because of all of this. Um, you know, I was, popping around looking up some fun inauguration facts today, and I found a couple of things that I thought you guys might like. Drop some comments here if you have questions. I don't know that I have answers, but I'll do my best. So 1789 was the first inauguration, and it was, of course, George Washington. And what not a lot of people know is that it was actually in New York City on Wall Street at Federal Hall. And it wasn't until 1801 that we had our first inauguration in Washington, D.C., and that was for Thomas Jefferson's presidency. Then there's another, both of them, what do you call it? George Washington, every single president right up until this coming Monday has given the same oath of office. I think that's pretty special. Let me like our founding fathers, like they worked so hard to get it right the first time, and they really did. They really did. So here we have the president's oath of office. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Now, I believe that Donald Trump is going to do that, and that's why I voted for him. I do not believe that the outgoing administration did that at all. I think they bent the Constitution. They took advantage of the American people. They gave our money to everybody but America. It was truly the America last, American Constitution last administration, and that's why they got voted out. And it's not just because Joe dropped out. Joe recently was saying that he could have beat Trump. Get bent. If they thought for a second that he could have beat Trump, they would have kept him in, even if he only served for 5 minutes, and then they pushed Kamala up into the presidential slot. But they knew he couldn't, so they ran her. She lost, thank goodness. Okay, so where were we? We were at 1801, Thomas Jefferson. Fast forward to 1841. William Henry Harrison was another president who got inaugurated, gave that same oath. Here's an interesting story, just a little. He ended up, I guess it was another super cold day. He wasn't feeling well. Seems like he caught cold, or that's what they thought. He went home. He didn't feel good after the inauguration. A month later, he was dead. He was dead before his wife even got there. So like, it wasn't always like the first ladies were there on inauguration days. And back in the day, they stayed wherever they were, and then eventually they got there. So she wasn't even in Washington when he died. And they think he died of pneumonia. That was the original cause that they gave. And this is like 80 years before penicillin was invented. So they gave him like wine and some other random medicines to try to cure him. But then they later on did some investigating, and it turns out that the White House water supply was downstream of public sewage. So they think that the water may have been contaminated, and he actually died of septic shock. I don't know. You want to spend some time going down that rabbit hole and figuring out how William Henry Harrison died? Go right ahead. But what is also interesting about that is that John Tyler, his vice president, was the first vice president who had to ever take over when a president died or was killed in office. So there you go. That's all I've got for inauguration fun facts. But oh no, I do have more. Wait, this one. It used to be tradition for presidents to wear top hats on Inauguration Day. And John F. Kennedy Jr. was the first one. No, yeah, JFK, not Jr. John Jr.'s, never mind. JFK was the first one to wear, the last one to wear a top hat on his inauguration day. And that's a lovely picture of him and Jackie. Oh, and I have to say, I would really, really, really love to see Trump bring this back. He is the greatest showman on earth at this point, and probably the single most famous person on earth. And what would it, like, how great would it be to have him show up and bring back this tradition? Like I've been saying all along, everything Kamala Harris, remember she kept going, we're not going back. We're not going back. And I was like, oh yes, we are. We are going back to national sovereignty and decency and putting America first and all the things. And I'd like to bring back as many lovely traditions as we can. And I know Donald Trump is not going to show up in a top hat, but I really wish he would. And if anybody is listening who can get him that message, let's bust it out. Bring on the top hat, Don. I'd be thrilled and give us all something to talk about. And more importantly, though, than what he's going to wear is what is Melania going to wear? Now, I'm certainly not into celebrities and what they wear and all that. But Melania, let's just revisit, get a load of that outfit. Remember that spectacular Jackie O moment she had in that blue dress? And the inaugural ball, she looked beautiful. I am actually pretty excited to see what she's going to come out with on Monday, and for all the events that go beyond the oath ceremony. She's a lovely first lady. She's elegant, and I love how the Democrats like to scream, yeah, she used to model nude. Yeah, when she was young. Yeah, probably not her best, but look what she's done with herself. She speaks multiple languages. She's highly intelligent. She's the epitome of class and grace. So they can continue to throw her past in her face as if every model didn't do that back in the 80s anyway. But they are an unforgiving bunch of demons. Lorraine says, yeah, top hat. Yes, Lorraine, right? Gosh, I wish we had more time to, sign a top hat petition or something just for fun. All the living former presidents are expected to attend the inauguration. So I guess that would be Clinton, Bush, Obama. But there are 4 presidents who didn't attend their successors' inaugurations. And that was John Adams, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Johnson. And it was then like 150 years or so before a president didn't attend his successor's inauguration. And that was in 2021 when Donald Trump did not attend Joe Biden's. And I kind of like, I really don't like this. I'm not attending your inauguration thing, but I actually also really do believe that the 2020 election was stolen in the middle of the night. So I can kind of understand why Donald Trump, I mean, he had a really good reason for not coming. And they were, they had gotten him thrown off of social media. They were accusing him of an insurrection and all those things. Like, it wasn't really any sort of normal. So I can understand why he didn't go that time. But there are a bunch of other people who aren't going. Big Mike, also known as Michelle Obama, isn't going. Now, she didn't go, he, she, whatever it is, didn't go to what's his face's Jimmy Carter's funeral. So now not coming to the inauguration. Like, what's with the not coming to public appearances? Like, is he finally having his gender reassignment surgery done to be truly become Michelle, and he needs to heal? What's going on? Then there's the rumors that they're getting a divorce, which I could care less. I mean, I hope they're not, for the sake of the kids. I mean, I hate to see anybody getting divorced. It's sad. So I hope that Michelle is okay, but I hope this isn't some like political stick it to Donald's thing. I don't understand. I understand if you don't want to, like, clink champagne glasses with Don and his kids afterwards, but show up. You used to be your first lady for 8 years, and all you talk about is how much you love America. Please, socialist. I'm not going to say them bad words. Okay. Who else isn't coming? Nancy Pelosi. I don't know why she's not coming. I haven't heard. The first thing I thought was, does she know something that we don't know? Like there's going to be some dangerous, like there's going to be some attack that she doesn't, that she's aware of. And she's like, yeah, I'm just going to pretend like I'm not coming because I don't like Donald Trump. And then, somebody else said to me, yeah, but the Obamas, Clintons, they're all still going. So like, wouldn't she tell them? So, okay. All right. So I got calmed down by that. Then I thought also, though, if I were her kids, she's in her 80s, she just broke a hip, she's not super mobile. If I were them, I would tell her, you know what, Mom, maybe you don't go to this inauguration just in case something happens, because you're not in great physical shape right now. You can't run, you can't hide, you can't fight, can't do any of those things. So why don't you just stay home? And you could just say you're staying home because you hate Donald Trump, which you do. So you have a good out. I don't know. I still feel like she could have protection with her and people around her. I think it's really disrespectful that somebody who's been in our government for all these years and has become I forget what her wealth is, like hundreds of millions of dollars that she has gained by being, in Washington because of insider trading. The least she could do is show up to the inauguration. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm asking too much there. Who else? AOC. Like, who cares? Ayanna Presley. Oh, God, she's so obnoxious. I actually love that she's not going to be there, so we don't have to look at pictures of her there. I can't stand that one. Delia Ramirez was another one who weeks ago, she's a congresswoman from Illinois, Chicago, I believe. Like, I think part of her district is in Chicago. And she announced that she's not coming because she is brown and an immigrant, and she doesn't feel safe. And I'm like, you don't feel safe, Delia Ramirez? Well, if you don't feel safe, that makes you a weakling, and you have no business leading a nation as a congresswoman. And so maybe you should resign and go home and cry and just go like knit blankets or something, because I can't stand these leaders who say they don't feel safe. Remember when AOC said she was afraid she was going to get raped on January 6th and she wasn't even in the building? Like, and she had to go to therapy to deal with it. Oh my God. Therapy after one bad day that wasn't even that bad. You weren't actually even there. I don't know if they're actually this weak or they're pretending to be weak to gain sympathy, but either way, it is a terrible look for leaders. And I would like to have strong leaders who can handle the tough stuff no matter what, who are ready to take a beating for this country. That's who I want running. That's who I want, up front, in charge. But it explains why we have all the weakness in our government and our military and our our education is down the drain. I mean, explains it. We've got weaklings running the place. Little emotional nitwits. Who's here with me tonight? Damon, what's up? Thanks for coming by. What else? Oh, all right. So leading up to the inauguration, we have Biden. Joe Biden, God, only God can save him. He's just the worst. But he's putting out this flurry of tweets and highly produced videos talking about his amazing presidency and how wonderful he is and how great the nation is doing, and he's leaving it in the best condition it's ever been in, and America is the strongest and positioned to be a leader thanks to him. Like, it's just, the gaslighting just never, ever stops. Anyway, this video, I ran into this gem today. Here we go.
Start crying when I talk about this. So, President Biden promised that he would have a cabinet that looks like America, and he did.
We're talking about this incredible, full-throated commitment to equity.
There's more women of color, more people on the cabinet with perspectives that have never been around a decision-making table before.
I'm the member of President Biden's cabinet, his budget director, and I'm the first Black woman to do it.
With diversity comes different views, different perspectives, and better decision-making.
Is happening with this administration and with the leadership of this president is historic in so many ways.
I am so proud to be the first Native American to serve on the president's cabinet. Welcome to the Department of the Interior.
All right, I can't listen to any more of this shit. Okay, so doubling, tripling down on the identity politics right until the bitter end. So here's what I see when I see the most women, the most people of color, the most gay people, the most this, the most that. I see the most horrible combination of people who have put Americans in the worst position we have been in my entire lifetime. I see a diversity of asinine incompetence. That's what I see. Oh, look, Black incompetent people, female incompetent people, gay incompetent people, some white incompetent people. It was all about incompetence. Somebody who would just toe the party line, whatever he said, identity politics, and nothing about putting Americans first. And that whole video, that's all it was about, a full-throated commitment to equity. What has gotten better for anybody except your billionaire friends, who the warmongers like the Cheneys, George Soros, all those people have made lots and lots of money on your America Last agenda. The average American is doing worse than they have in, some of us, our entire lives. But good thing you checked all your boxes. It is so freaking annoying to see all this trash. Oh, God. And then Kamala, she's trying to, make a little splash herself before she goes. And there's this tradition, I think it started with Lyndon B. Johnson, where they sign the vice presidential ceremonial desk. They like the inside of the drawer. They say they get to sign it. Now, I don't think this was always like a big press moment where you had to have cameras, but now these people don't have lunch without putting it on social media to talk about, their equitably raised avocado that they ate or whatever. So this is Kamala signing her desk, and listen to the chant of the people in the room.
All right.
MVP. No, doesn't the MVP title go to the winner? Not somebody who got killed in an election landslide? Somebody who spent $1.5 billion like a drunken sailor and still lost? They're trying so hard to leave with a good image, and it's like, just go, just put your tail between your legs, pack your bags, and go. You're not fooling anybody. None of us feel sorry for you. We're not looking at you going, no, they did do some good. No, you didn't. Nothing good came out of the last 4 years, except you showed us exactly how corrupt and sick Democrats are. Men in women's bathrooms cutting healthy body parts off of children, brainwashing kids, pushing sex on pre-K kids through high school. You're sickos. And now we know the truth. Oh, and the vaccines that didn't work, and making our grandparents die alone in hospital rooms because of a damn cold. Know what? All right. Yeah. I guess that's the positive side. We know the truth about you now. You warmongering, sex obsessed psychopaths. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Pretty cool of you. Yes, what a loser. But wait, there's more when it comes to Kamala. After that, she gave this little speech.
You all have heard me say many times, I am fully aware that I am the public face of a lot of our work. And so I have the benefit of running into people all over our country who thank me.
Running into people all over the country who thank me. Do you mean in those highly planned, highly produced videos where you'll go into a bakery and pick out a cookie and nobody else is there, and the shop owner is like a donor and a fan and is fawning over you? Are those the people who are thanking you? Because I've never ever heard a story of an average American saying, I saw Kamala Harris and I had a chance to thank her for all she's done. What have you done? What have you done? You stand on a soapbox and tell women that they should kill their own children? That's your big platform. Oh, yeah, I'm going to fight for your right to end your family line. She did do that one thing that was good. Apparently, remember when she was told the story about how the coffee cups had the white lids and women felt embarrassed because their lipstick marks were getting on the white lids? And she said, can we get black lids wherever she was? I mean, yeah, that was positive. That was positive. I mean, thanks for the black lids, Kamala. That's it. That's all you get is thanks for the black lids. Oh, there was a headline. I was looking at a bunch of headlines about this VP desk thing. And one of them said, signing the desk, Kamala Harris etches her name in history with desk signing and hints at what's next for her. Etches her name in history. Give me a break. Oh, I swear. Listen, I remember a couple months ago before the election, I was like, man, I think they're going to put the pillow over Joe's face and make her president, even if it's only for a little bit. If he dies before noon on Monday, I'm going to be so mad because I don't want to be right about that. Like, at all costs, keep the geezer alive till noon on Monday so I don't have to even for 5 minutes see her stand up and take the oath of the office of the President of the United States. I don't want to hear it. I don't want her in the history books as the president. I want her to go into oblivion. I don't know what she's going to do next. I don't care what she does next. I'm sure some, Black Lives Matter type organization or some lobbying group is going to snap her up and she's going to be out there, keeping her hands in people's pockets forever. Ew. I don't know. Maybe she'll go broke and she'll have to sell her $62,000 Tiffany necklace just so she can keep the lights on. Then she'll get a taste of what it was like for the rest of America. Netflix? Truthful Troll, you think she's going to get a Netflix deal? What? Who would watch it? Nobody likes her. Let's forget the woman had less than 2% support when she was running in the primary for president years ago. I mean, nobody likes her. I just think there's nobody else for them to like. I mean, the Democrat Party is a bunch of pedos and psychopaths at this point. It reminds me though, so let's go back what she was saying. I am the face of this team. I know that I get credit for everything, but it's all of you. Like she's so me all the time. Do you remember this, Beauty?
You know, I was the first person to be a woman attorney general of California. I was the first woman to be elected district attorney of San Francisco. I was the first person of color to be elected attorney general of California. Whatever. First. Welcome to the Role Model Club.
Welcome to the Role Model Club.
It's tough.
Yeah, she was trying to be funny, and the room, like one person gave her a polite chuckle. I mean, I tell bad jokes all the time, but I'm not running for president, so doesn't matter. I can be as corny and as my jokes can fall as flat as I want them. Whatever. You see? Look, I can't even get words out. I'm trying to criticize her and making a fool of myself at the same time, but I don't care. Again, I'm just sitting here trying to have a conversation with you guys. I'm not running for president. I'm not trying to run the country. I'm not pretending that I am capable of running a multi-trillion-dollar budget, because I'm not. She was. And she just touts her horn. Oh, I'm an attorney and I'm this, I'm that. Yeah. You know how many bad attorneys there are? You know how many bad doctors there are? I'm not impressed with your degree. I'm not impressed that you boinked Willie Brown and that's how you got to be the DA in San Francisco. And from there, you just boinked your way up the ladder to Congress. And I'm not impressed that you were selected to be a vice presidential candidate based on the fact that Joe Biden said he wanted a woman of color. He never said he wanted the best candidate for the country. He wanted a woman of color. So you made a short list and you took a very pretty picture back then. You look like hell now, which, to be fair, that job does make everybody look like hell. After a few years, remember Barack Obama? Like he went in looking like he was 12 and he came out looking like the Crypt Keeper. It's a tough job, even no matter what. What is this? Somebody saying, oh, good to see you. Enjoying your show. Oh, Damon's wife. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming. It's very sweet of you to be here. And I hope to meet you in person. J.G. Wentworth and Lowell the Hammer. I don't know what that is. Anyway. It's almost over. Where are we now? We're on Friday night. We've got Saturday, Sunday, and Monday morning to get through in Joe Biden's America. Anything can happen. This has been a crazy first couple of weeks to 2025, right? We had the New Orleans massacre. We had the Tesla blow up in front of Trump Tower. We've had the California wildfires. We've had, people being pushed in front of trains in New York and, all kinds of tons of more illegal alien crimes. It's hard. Oh, the JetBlue bodies, in case you didn't hear, there were like a couple of bodies caught in the landing gear of a JetBlue plane, and it flew from like Jamaica to JFK to Salt Lake City, back to JFK, and then back to Fort Lauderdale where they found the bodies. And so they had been decomposed. It's just been a lot going on the past couple of weeks. So anything can happen in the next 2.5 days. And I just want to say, I pray that President Trump and his family stay safe, that he can actually get through this inauguration, get into that Oval Office. He promised 100 executive orders ready to go on day one. And I can't wait. I want blisters on the man's hand from doing the signing on his executive orders. Let's go. Bring it on. Bring on the change that we all voted for. We desperately need it. And I'm just hoping that we can get through this inauguration peacefully. And, Damon Galdo from Jersey Shore. He and Damon Sherrod, his producer, they're going to be at the inauguration. They have a show here on the PPN network, and Alexandra Levine also has a show here on the PPN network. She's going to be at the inauguration. They're going to be sharing content from all the events that they're going to. Eddie is going to be there. Eddie Smith, he's going to be there. So, you know, we're going to be working on a show afterwards to hear their stories, hear what they saw, you know, get a taste of the excitement remotely. I'm super excited because those are just regular people who probably never thought they would be at an inauguration. And now they're podcasters telling the truth, and they're taking that extra step to go and report on what they see firsthand. And that's a really exciting leap to make, isn't it? And I would like to say that and hopefully inspire somebody else who's listening to, you know, do a little bit more. You know, go to that city council meeting, go to that school board meeting. If you live in your state's capital, go see what's going on at the state house whenever they have meetings where the public can sit in and hear. We have to start letting them know that we're watching you. The reason the country got into this giant freaking mess is because we let it. We let it. We're like, oh yeah, I'll go vote. Most of us, not even all of us. I'll go vote. And then I'm done. I've done my civic duty. BS. BS. People died to build this country, to establish this country's freedom from England. And we think that just going and voting is enough. It's not. It's not. We have to start getting involved. Pick a battle and get involved. Doesn't mean you have to be a superhero, but showing up, speaking your mind, letting your neighbors know what you learned at a city council meeting, getting people talking. That's how we get this done. That's how we take our country back. We can't just rely on Donald Trump and his cabinet to do everything. I think they're going to do a lot. Tom Homan, right? Tom Homan, the new ICE director, man, he is going to kill it. Rounding up the criminals, fighting the drug cartels. That's, you know, that's just going to be a basic public safety issue that they're going to take care of. But what can we do to help is what we need to be asking in every single area, whether it comes to our kids and helping to get the pornography and the gender ideology out of our schools, whether it comes to, you know, putting our elected officials' feet to the fire, our city councilmen's feet to the fire, and asking them why criminals are being let out on the streets and crime is up. You know, just the list goes on and on. Going and looking at our cities and doing our own little Doge analysis. You know, Doge is going to be the Department of Government Efficiency that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are starting. And they're going to be going agency by agency and seeing where there's waste and getting rid of it. And people are going to lose jobs. It's the way it's going to go. Remember when on day one, when Joe Biden shut down the Keystone Pipeline and all the libs were like, well, that's just too bad. Tell them to learn to code. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, well, you know what? Tell all the schmuckos in Washington who are going to lose their job, learn to drill, because we're going to be drilling. Anyway, 2.5 more days until positive change begins. Keep your eyes and ears open, though, because things are going to get weird. It's going to get weird when they start fighting the drug cartels. We're going to have, like, you know, wars in our little mini wars in our streets. They're going to take hostages. They're not going to go down without a fight. They're multi-billion-dollar businesses. You think they're going to just roll over and take it? No, they're not. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Get a gun. Get ammo if you don't already have, like, plenty of that. All right, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. Here's what I'm going to leave you with. Roseanne Barr and Tom McDonald just put out a new song about Donald Trump coming back into office, and it is called Daddy's Home. Definitely entertaining. Not what I expected to be seeing today or including tonight, but I'm going to end my show with it, and I'm going to leave you with that. I'd like you to at least watch it. You know, you got to at least get through Roseanne's solo, because I think she's a lot of fun, and she's turned out to be a fantastic patriot. And I've had a really good time with this, and I'm going to watch it along with you. And that's it for tonight. I will see you again same time next week here on the Patriots Prayer Network. And make sure to, you know, sub to the channel, drop a like, and follow me at The Based Mother on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok for a few days. Oh, they're taking away my TikTok. I hope that's only temporary and I get it back. I understand. No. All right, I'm going to stay one more minute. So TikTok, they're taking it away because, you know, they say China's collecting all our data and it's a national security risk. want to hear the government preaching to me about national security risks, because I don't believe that they actually care, or we would have a closed border. We would have a strong military that wasn't woke and worried about feelings. We would have an education system that prepared our citizens to be amazing, strong, intelligent fighters and creators and innovators. So they don't care about national security. What they care about is that somebody else has control of what goes on into our minds. They want it back in the US so they can have influence over the propaganda. That's all it is. National security, Anyway, the Supreme Court doesn't, make rulings based on commentary like mine. They base it on the Constitution. And, upholding the Constitution, which I agree with. But I don't want to pretend that this is happening because the government cares about us. It's like you've been punching us in the face for years, and now you're going to come and pretend like you care about us? Give me a break. How stupid do we look? Anyway, Daddy's home, coming right up. Good night, everybody. Have a great week. God bless you, and God bless America.
We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad. We won, you mad, you cry, we laugh, we wave the flag. Thank God that we're back, couldn't take another 4 years. That's a wrap, I can take a bath in your tears. That's a fact, you got lipstick all on your beard. You're a man, that is cap, 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 cap. You pretending you're accepting, that's an act. You hear pat, 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 pat. If you want our freedom, come and take it back. Bet you can. We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad. We won, you mad, you cry, we laugh, we wave the flag.
They try to cancel me and say that I'm a racist. Got a mean hook, they can't get me with that jab. Trying to take away my right to go and say this. Well, listen up, cause this gun is going bad. With the facts. Why they trying to turn Becky into Dad? You get pat, 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 pat. Screw Eminem, I'm Roseanne.
We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad. We won, you mad, you cry, we laugh, we wave the flag. If you mad about it, go and cry about it. Shave your head and wear a shirt that says you're woke. If you can't handle a lot of facts and make up lies about it, say goodbye to Joe, your daddy's coming home. We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad, now your daddy's home. We won, you mad, you cry, we laugh, we wave the flag, now your daddy's home. We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad, now your daddy's home.